Dudes, how you doing? Welcome back. So, I feel short. Why do I feel so short? That's okay. Today, we have an Explorer. We are going to do full ceramic on all the sides and the back. We have kind of a wide range of shades today that I should have made sure that I had in place before I clicked the button, but I didn't. So that'll be fun. Just realized that. I know I have all the films. Sometimes I just misplace things, so we'll make sure things are on track. But we got a lot of work. We got a lot of work to do today. So let me get not that one. I think this one. Ooh, yeah. This no, maybe the other battery. Should go grab the other one. One sec. This one. Sup. All right, what's going on here? Midday stream. I know it. So this morning I had a RAM, and to be honest, one second. So this morning I had a RAM. At least that was what was on my schedule, and it was a RAM. It just happened to be the ProMaster RAM. Ooh, that was snug. And the ProMaster is very different from a regular RAM. So it was just like, oh, my morning got real fun. So I did that first, and now I got this one. So everything went well with it, though. So no biggie. It's just a much bigger project than 2 front doors and a full windshield. It was 2 front doors and a full windshield, plus the 2 big quarters on a ProMaster. That is cool. Just got done tinting a 718 Porsche. He drove an hour. That is so cool to see. He should have drove an extra hour, and I would have done. I'm just kidding. That is super cool. I love hearing stuff like that. Oh, now we plug this in. That's what we're doing. So yeah, day is going well. ProMaster. That was my day. But this one, this is the previous body style Explorer. There are a couple of different things with it. Oh my God, I forgot. We forgot that thing. I gotta get it. Nick! Shutter speed auto.
Nick Doolan super chatted $4.99. I love when your streams start right as I get to work. Now I can watch and work.
I think that fixes it now. Nick with a 5. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Now I get to watch and work. That's the best. Being productive. Being productive and still getting entertainment. That's always the best. There we go. Now I think that's probably right. He was from your state? What? That's even worse. What the? You're poaching people out of my state? Get the hell out of here. We're not using your towels anymore. That is super cool. Maybe he called and I didn't answer the phone. All right, there we go. Things should be good, minus the microphone. That was the last thing that I didn't get. So let's do that. And then plug this in here. There's too many cables to read. Whoa!
Merkerman super chatted $8.01. In an earlier vid I saw you hold up a hook tool you said works great on Crown Vic seals. What exactly do you use it for on Crown Vics? Are they tricky
guy
to
right
tint?
here. So some people said this was available at Harbor Freight and some other, like you can find it on Amazon. I don't remember what it was because it only gives me a patent number. But what I do with these is I pull the bottom seals. So on the Crown Vics, they're kind of bubbly, but they've got really wide, dirty seals. So definitely tape up the sides. And then the picking up the seal out of the bottom, that's what you want to pull. That'll make them way easier because they're kind of tall. They're not the hardest to tuck into. It'll just make the whole job way easier because of the way like the doors shift and everything. So I use that just to get down farther in that seal to help pull the whole bottom seal. Oh, there you go. Belt molding tool. There you go. That's what it's called. Other people know what it's called, not me. Shout out for the Linus comment yesterday. What Linus comment? Was there a Linus comment yesterday? Oh, but thank you so much for the 10. Yeah, you're welcome. You're very welcome. I almost forgot that was a super chat. Yeah, Linus Tech Tips. There's only one Linus. Oh, his paint rant. Yeah, I commented on his video. I was gonna say I didn't see a Linus comment on my channel, but yeah. Oh my God, I loved his paint rant so much because whenever you hear somebody that is like very passionate about a subject speak, just venting with a lot of knowledge about it, I can appreciate that so much. Good stuff. The Tint Depot guy is copying you. What if I told you I helped him? There we go. Oh no, I turned it to white again. Oh, I hate when I do that. All right. I didn't know what the tint... Well, for anybody else that didn't know what the tool was called, now you know, because I didn't know what it was called. I still don't know what it was called. I just have one. No, there was a Linus video. He went on a rant. It's on their Clips channel. He got his house. The key. He got a new house, and they were painting it. Well, he used to do professional painting, so he knows all about painting. And they completely screwed up the paints that they were supposed to use in his house. So he was going on like on a rant about finishes and all types of paint stuff. And I'm just like, man, this sounds like me talking about window film. So many like nuanced little details that most people are just like, oh shoot, I had no idea. But when you care a lot about a subject, you know it comes from a good place, and you want to see everybody do better. It's just sometimes things don't go that way, even though you try and make them go that way. It's good stuff. All right, where's my tool belt? Where's like all my things? So I had this ProMaster van this morning, so some of my stuff was definitely like kind of thrown around here because I couldn't fit it. There's my spray tank. I couldn't fit it under my canopy thing here. Not very easily, anyways. I'd have to raise the whole thing up, and I just didn't feel like doing it. So let's get these things. Oh yeah, this one's hooked up here. So let's plug this guy back in. Ta-da! Nice. So we're gonna do this. Oh yeah, and I'm unbanned from TikTok. It didn't take long, actually. So let me set that up. Canon. Softwares. All the things. Appreciate you, bro. 6 months strong in my business. A lot of your videos helped me out. Glad to hear it. Yours and Patrick's windshield shrinking videos really helped me out. Glad to hear that too. Yeah, I've kind of just said screw it. So with the this guy right over here, it's much easier to film some stuff on the fly. So I've just been doing that. Other, not gaming related. Done. Portrait. Oh. Last thing. I actually gotta get. Hopefully that'll be fine. Just one more thing, and then we'll be good to go here. We're setting it up on TikTok as well. I have a workaround, so that's what we're gonna try today. So we're gonna be live here, Twitch, Facebook, and TikTok. How do I stop getting fingering at the bottom of the window? You need to shrink it more. It needs to all lay smooth. Oh my god, everything all at the same time. Okay, so we are... Dun, 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 dun. So then we go to that. Look at that. This should work out pretty well then. Oh, I had a back window full of contamination, so I did it again. Then it was in the same place, so I ripped it off. The glass was full of little pits. Damn, that sucks. They look so similar too. You wouldn't know unless you touch it beforehand, yeah. Okay, so go live, start broadcast, and then so I can do that, but so then we go. I think that's it. How do we get rid of the... Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Come on. Why won't it? I don't want the chat. That's the... Oh, there we go. Oh, I did it. Okay. Now we gotta double check. I think it's working. thank God it's working. Okay. Sweet. Shit's working. I hope. I'll happily bring my 21 Explorer to you. Sweet, do it. All right, we gotta get started. All right, we're good. Let's go. When it rains, it pours. This is why I go live in the morning sometimes. 5-hour trip for quality ceramic tint would be worth every pothole along the way. I sent an email. Awesome. You can also fill out, I mean, if you didn't already, on the Detroit Tint Studio website, we've got a little quote thing. That'll help me get back to you really, really quickly. But this one, yeah, this one's $650. So you'd be same line. We can schedule a time and a date to do it. But dang, that would be a long way to come. Sorry if I'm a little distracted. A bunch of little things happened all at the same time. So, but we're here. We're doing this Explorer. So as far as shades go, we're doing 70 on the windshield, 35 on the front doors, 20 on the back doors, and those, and then 5 on the very back. So we have a bunch of different shades that we're doing today. But I was pretty proud of myself too, because I can. It's actually pretty easy for me to remember shades at this point, as long as I stay focused. Feel a little bit like a waiter, where they rattle off a menu and then you repeat it back to them, like, no, I got it, but I wrote it down just in case too. I should put it in the other room. I might do that. I did an Explorer this morning. Nice. That's awesome. Explorers, I typically would do front doors. It's one of those really popular vehicles that I don't get very often. You know, I had one. I like them. I see them all over the road. I do so many more, like F-150s, Rams, trucks, Explorers. Not so much, for whatever reason. Oh, you know what? Let me do this. This is from this morning. Let's check it out. Can we do this guy? That's not annoying. Discover. Search. Wait. Tint. You guys know we actually hit like 6,000 people? There we go. Oh my god. Canon. There we go. GoPro. What was hard about a Mustang? Which Mustang? Mustangs really are pretty straightforward. They're a little tight in the back to get the film to the glass, but they range wildly. How you get those perfect windshield cuts? Practice? Like around the border? These camera commands are cool. Thank you. They help a lot. As long as everything works, makes my life much easier. Trying to figure out how to keep up with work and do everything that needs to be done to make this happen is pretty crazy. I wonder why it's not working. So the hardest thing, honestly, about these Explorers is the quarter windows. Those ones. I wonder if it's still working. Is it still working? It's not. What the heck? Oh, this is a bad way to do this then. Alright. Maybe we can try YouTube. Thought Twitch was going to be the winner here. Looks like it's too much. Live. Go live. Start broadcast. So we can do YouTube. Then Studio. There we go. We'll just try that. YouTube might work better for this. Clean feed. Unfortunately, we can't zoom in though. Yeah, trying to do a couple different options here. Because I would just stream. Oh, really? Did it not work then? Huh. Alright, we might just have to abandon it if it's going to be this frustrating then. You're now screen sharing. I thought I was already. It must not be able to do both at the same time then. Must have been like a Twitch thing. God. Workaround. Oh, yeah, it's just that easy. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. Best we can do is probably this. Are you not? You're not. Tech is so fun sometimes. Something like that. We'll see. You don't like it. Well, we tried. I feel like I'm missing out by not doing this. Start broadcast. See, you're supposed to start a broadcast, and then you switch over to this, and click play. But if it's not so, it's not so. This is a hell of an iPad, too. I'm a little surprised that it's not actually working. Alright, we're gonna just stop this. It's broken. It's broken! Let's focus. What's your opinion? How do you get that perfect cut on the windshield around the dot matrix? Well, the dot matrix, you're cutting right about here, a little past the dots, so you never have to do much to get it perfect. Everything is kind of masked by being tucked into the dots. So you want to still keep it clean, but just as long as you're wide enough around that border, they're totally fine. It's one of the easier things to cut. Well, I gotta go back to the drawing board again. Seemed to be working yesterday, but it might have been on a rebroadcast. So this is what I have to like figure out. If I want to make, like, in order to make this stream even work, I had to put in a lot of time and effort into like all these crazy, like, let me try this, let me try that. All these weird workarounds to like get the thing working, and then once you get it working, then you can figure out how to kind of like streamline and improve it. So I would just restream over to TikTok, but they don't give me a way to stream from my computer, so I have to do everything off of a device, and that makes it really complicated. So, being that we now can do that, I was trying to make it happen, but it honestly looks like it's not going to work today, so we'll have to try it another day. What's your opinion on tinters that completely take out car windows? It's a little extreme. There was one guy that popped in here, and we talked about it, because it's very much a, it's not quite an American thing. Let's say that. So he's got a really nice setup for doing it, and a lot of the cars that he would do them for were pretty straightforward, and he showed a video of it, of literally just pulling the glass. I think, like a lot of things, we get so used to seeing it one way, and that's the way we know how to do it. So it's always cool to see something that's very different. But the other side of that spectrum is I don't even like taking seals out so much. So I think if I were to show full glass pieces coming out of doors on brand new cars, we'd have some issues, probably. But it's interesting. So that is not what I need. I need 35. This one. Oh. So we're doing 35 in the front, 70 on the windshield, and then I gotta hunt down my 20. You know how rolls look really easy to carry, and then all of a sudden, oh, this full one. This one is not. It's not. This one's heavy. Should be good. Should be good for a 40 though. I think we got plenty of room. We typically charge for a 70% ceramic front windshield and doors. The slipperiness of the rolls, that's what makes it. And front doors. So the front doors in ceramic are going to be 2, and the windshield's going to be 250, so 450 total. So Explorer seals are also really wide, kind of like the F-150s. They're very forgiving. I really liked Explorers for this. So when I had to retint my Explorer over and over and over, easy peasy, man. It just comes down to the rear corners being annoying. A lot of things on this is very, very straightforward. I'm a little sad I didn't get a lot more of these, but when I have them, it's good. It's a good day. Makes up for the ProMaster this morning. Hey, never seen that. Looks cool. Thank you. How can I get what? Good. Good, 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 good. How can I get tint? Tint stuff. Sun Distributing. Tint Depot. There you go. I got some links for you in the chat. Those are some good sites for tint. Do you use any strainers or filters for your keg? There's the filter built into the end. I'm going to stop answering everybody's questions without more context because what the hell? How can I get tint? Or how can I get tint am in Jamaica. Well, what the I don't know. Google how to get window tint in Jamaica. I'm not in Jamaica. I have no idea, man. I'm sorry. You need to be more specific from the beginning. What the fuck? Not fair. This happens way too often, I'm noticing, where somebody will be like, hey, I'm getting fingers in the back window. And then I'll talk about a back window, and they're like, oh, sorry, I meant back window on the door. It's like, oh, fuck you, dude. I mean that in the nicest way. But damn. Do you think tinting is a learnable skill by many? Yes. Yes, I do. I think people get too frustrated too quickly. If you go into it with wanting to be able, like, I'm going to do it, then you can do it, for sure. There's just people that, like, and then they mess up a couple windows and they're like, yeah, I don't have the patience for that, and then they just give up. Like, you're not going to learn a lot of meaningful skills with that. It's frustrating and it takes time. But if you put in the time and you're okay with getting past mistakes, like, you'll mess up with anything. You just got to keep putting in that effort. And when you do, it'll pay off. I don't think there's anybody that is any more geared to tint than necessarily, like, I mean, there's people that are naturally a little bit more patient, but I don't think you have to be a certain type of person to do it. Like, there's things that can help, but anybody can do it. You just have to want to. It's like my daily phone calls. How much for tint? What kind of car? It's a Ford. What kind of Ford? A pickup. Oh my God. I couldn't even. I would totally change the way I ask people. Like, oh, it makes it so frustrating. Like, what do you want to drink? A Coke. For all you guys down south, what kind of Coke? It's all Coke. That is too funny. Wow, I can't. There we go. How do I do the thing? Yeah, exactly. How do you do the thing? I need to know the thing. How do I do that thing? See, even with questions, you get out of it what you put into it. So if you ask a lazy question, I think I'm gonna give you a lazy answer now. Doesn't mean you have to write a thesis on your question, but goddamn, I need context. Ooh, I think we're just there. Holy, oh yeah! We are like a micrometer over the top edge on that one. Whew. So there's 2 layers for double cutting, and it's the inside layer that is really, really slim. I'll show you. Look at that. Look at that little piece. Whew. Good enough. Good enough. How did you do windshields before you started reverse rolling? I would do them the same way that I did back windows. And it's much more straightforward. It's just very challenging. Challenging because picking up a big piece of film and trying to get it installed with like no creases, that was why I started doing reverse rolling. Much better way to do a windshield, honestly. Just focus on doing that, unless you're working with a couple of people. And sometimes that'll help out more, but maybe customers are a bit scared by the amount of questions. No, they're not. They're lazy. No, so the question is just to figure out like what you need done on your vehicle. It's really like we just need to know what are we working on. So it's like, what vehicle do you have? I have a truck. Can you be a little bit more specific? A new truck. You're just like, God damn it. Can we get closer than any truck? Any new truck. I don't need you to know how to tint. I just need to know what I'm going to be working on. I will answer whatever questions that you have a million times in a row. I don't care. But just getting, it's a blue truck. Yeah, exactly. Any film worth its shit, blocks 99% UV, ceramic, is the high heat rejection covered as big picture. Yes. How much to tint? CX6. Did you want to do the full thing with the windshield or without? Where did I put my heat guns? Oh my God, I am just a super mess today. Can't even stream on TikTok. What are we? Full CX9. That's the SUV. So with the windshield, is 420. Starting in a color stable dyed film, that's Pro Classic. Carbon would be, what is that? 420. We're at 550 for carbon and then 650 for ceramic. So like this one, same pricing along the lines of this one. This one's full windshield ceramic. Any reason why, sorry, a lot of comments today, thank you. Any reason why, or you're hand cutting the doors instead of using the plotter? Making the top edges more exact, like that's where plotters really always let me down. I mean, they can get close, but it depends on the pattern. I don't really know what I'm getting until I've cut it out. back window. Back windows, quarter windows, they're just a different style of window that are usually perfectly fine to cut out on a machine. A lot of people still use plotters for everything that they do, and they're kind of good enough for a lot of situations, but I like to be a little better than good enough, so it's me. Super easy. What's up, Tim Pro? How you doing? Where is my... Sometimes plotter cuts short. Even Suntech Core software for some reason cuts Model 3 windshields short on the sides. Not surprising. And you don't know... Here's what's real frustrating about a big windshield like that. You just wasted film and time. So you have to go back through, cut it to size, or make it larger on the software, cut it back out, shrink it, clean the inside, and then reinstall it again. You just like over a mistake that, ugh, God, it's so frustrating. So over time, you learn like the little quirks of the software that you're dealing with, and you can run a more efficient shop as long as you roll with the punches. But for here, it honestly, it makes the most sense to do the small ones. I don't need somebody else to cut out my patterns for me. I'm not going for speed and high production here. So then it doesn't make as much sense for me. There we go. First one's up. What can you say about carbon blades cutting glass? Oh yeah, they'll cut the shit out of some windows. Don't use them. Don't use them to cut on glass ever. Stainless. Stainless, if anything. What's that, Lowe's tape towel? Yeah, exactly. Very rarely use a plotter unless I'm super busy. So, like, you guys often will see one perspective on running a shop from only watching me. There's, like, honestly, like, where I even came from was very much opposite of this. It was get a car in and out as quick as possible and see how many we can do in a day. So we took a lot of shortcuts. Sometimes that would bite us in the ass, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. And that was just the situation that I was put under. So the plotter made a lot more sense, and it makes a lot more sense in a higher production environment. It's the way to look at it is a low-level employee to cut out your patterns. That's what a plotter does. But you got to be able to feed it, or you have somebody else feeding the plotter. So when you have somebody real new, you can teach them how to run a plotter, swap out the films, look up the cars, print out the patterns, set them up on the car, weed them. That'll save you a ton of time. And it didn't take you a ton of effort to teach somebody to do that. So they're real useful tools in trying to scale yourself. But they come at the cost of pattern quality a lot of times, and that's what drives me a little crazy. So I don't need to try and speed up for that. I don't need to take that risk. I'm just happy with taking my sweet time and being able to slow down and talk about what's going on and try and do a better job while I'm doing it. It's just kind of the natural way that when you have a lot of eyeballs on exactly what you're doing, it's kind of the natural way everything goes. Not trying to sprint here. Do you know why some brands roll their film reversed? No, I don't. It was very much like a Lumar trademark. And that was really the only major brand that I knew of that did it. But that's interesting, Kavica did it. I like it for some situations. So I really liked unrolling Lumar just straight onto the glass. So back windows, windshields, it was just like, you just roll it. Where everything else is backwards, so you have to like lift the film, and it's just a little bit more annoying to do. It's still fine. But when I was mobile, if you don't have the film on the rollers and it's sliding around in a box, it's going to scratch the film up. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, the film shouldn't roll the other way. So if there's like a natural curl to it, yeah, it will fall backwards off the glass. At the time I was using it, I didn't have that problem with it, but why do I get a dirt line on side windows sometimes? Did you try tape? You should try tape. Because that would happen to me too sometimes. You get the miscellaneous couple speckles or whatever. I mean, at this point, that there, water washes back into my film, or has the potential to. And when you're wiggling the film around, dirt can piggyback on that water and run back into your film. So using tape on any side seals, I just like doing it now. You don't need to, but it helps with those little things. What's your opinion on window tint warriors? I don't know. Like, what are you asking? It's a really broad question. Have you ever done the rear window on a Pontiac Bonneville 2000-2005? I have. Do your pattern. This has helped me out a bunch on those. So they do have that backwards curve, but it's not as bad as what it seems. Instead of doing a 50-50 split, go higher. Do like 80-20. So 80% of your film is on the bottom, and you're shrinking like 20% out of the top. That helped me out a ton. Because what that backwards curve is going to do is kind of cancel out some of the actual shrinking that you need to do. And so it's creating way more stress at the bottom than needs to be there. So that's actually a really simple a simple adjustment, and that should fix that back window for you. I'd say they're still not easy, but they're a lot more manageable. Yeah, across the... On that one, just, come on, there we go. These aren't felt, are they? You know, I wasn't even sure. Oh, I can't get my head close enough. These are rubber seals and they're taped, so no, not just felt. Stay. So I'm not on the windshield right now, but yeah, most windshields, back windows, you'll do a 50-50 split. It might be 70-30, but like right in that, you'll kind of know, just try tacking it up higher, and you'll kind of see how it changes the whole bottom shrink. So there's more film then to kind of like smooth out, but it's really not as bad. If I were to do that on a regular windshield or back window, I'm causing so much more to be shrunk out on one area. But when you have those backwards curves or some of those like, you know, like the C6 Corvette with a really bubbly cockpit back window, you'll put your 50-50 split in just a different area. Like, so it won't be 50-50 anymore. It'll be like 60-40, 30-70. Just because the glass is very different in one section versus the top, and it just works out a lot better on something like that. Kind of remember the same thing with the, if I think of the name of it, the Eclipse. Like some of the older model Eclipses, they're actually, I didn't even think about this. My younger brother told me. They're super tall, but they're not as wide. So you can actually flip the roll sideways and just shrink the film out on the sides. And it's way easier that way. Smart. Do you use Glass 8 on glass surfaces? Okay, so these quarters, I was actually really sad because I could never make a video on these quarter windows back here with my Explorer because I learned how to tint them nicely after I already butchered my own. They're still challenging though, but there's a way that I kind of figured out how to do them with like no gap. It's a little tedious to do, but you can do these, whatever. You can do these rear quarters without leaving gaps on them. Like there's a hard rubber edge here, so it doesn't look like there's anywhere to tack. You shouldn't have to, so we'll still use the blade, but you shouldn't have to remove anything. I took the blade and I like hacked out some rubber on my own and it didn't look super clean. Slidey. Still slidey? No. Good. Ah, shut off. Boo-doo-boo. Cracked windshields? Oh, Yeah, you can definitely tint them, but you can't guarantee that those, yeah, you can't guarantee they'll be okay. Because it's a crack and it'll run. It just hasn't completely run yet. It'll go from one side to somewhere else on the windshield. It needs a start and an end point, and anytime it just like goes part way and is stuck there, it's gonna continue. So when you're tinting it, you're putting heat and pressure on that windshield. So you especially can cause it to run, or just the act of having it tinted, now there's more heat getting absorbed into that glass. That can also cause it to run. But just sitting outside, hot, cold weather, running down bumpy roads, like something's gonna get it to run. So you can definitely tint it if somebody wants it. Just leave the disclaimer like, hey, I'm not gonna pay for a brand new windshield when this crack runs. And you'll be all good. Just fix the windshield. That would be nice. I heard that about Florida. I'm jealous. We don't get those here. We have to pay. Our roads are terrible, and we still have to pay to fix all our windshields. And then when it comes to insurance, some people don't have that worked into their comprehensive. So, especially with an ADAS system, it's not simple anymore. So this one is just a very straightforward windshield, except, oh wait, no. It's the sound screen. This is actually an expensive windshield. But with the ADAS systems too, you have to get them recalibrated. So what used to be a simple thing is not so simple anymore. They can be very expensive. I was really shocked when I heard, like without insurance, the glass company that I was tinting for, a Honda Accord, just a Honda Accord, which to me is a very normal thing. When it's got that system, it's $800. Freaking $800 to replace a windshield on just what I'd consider a pretty regular car. Okay, so watch this. Explorer quarters. There's no wiggle room here, really. And if you trim this, the bad thing about it is it's here. So you're not hiding it. You're actually just creating more of a light gap when you trim it. So what you do is you sneak your blade up here, and you can work that seal back just a little bit. You're not trimming anything off, believe it or not, which is extra nice. You're freeing up some space. Down these side edges gets a little bit tighter, but you can free the seal up just enough around all the sides, and then there's plenty to tuck in the bottom. So we have to cut this like almost perfectly exact down the whole thing, but we can get it to slide right in there without a gap if we're careful. Might take a time or two, but we can do it. So I will come back for that after I finish the roll downs. But we will do that. Yeah, there's already like, it's not a hard rubber edge. It's just kind of like set right up against it. So you can kind of just like wiggle it a little loose or something. I don't know, but yeah, you're kind of like freeing it up a little bit from the glass when you do that. It completely fixes that quarter window. Everything else on that is really straightforward except for those windows. And then when I had a handful of Explorers to do, it took me a while to figure that out. I was always really bummed out about these because, you know, you look from the drivers, like they're driving around, they're going to change lanes. You're looking right through that rear window and you see a gap there if you don't get it right. There has to be a better way, and that's the better way. So we'll take a little time, we'll trim those flush. We're gonna get the roll downs first. I've hacked so many of those. Don't feel too bad because like I said, I'm on my own. When I had an Explorer, that was like the first thing that I ended up doing, unfortunately, was like I'd go to tint those quarter windows and I wasn't quite sure how to approach them. And I actually hacked my own up, and then I figured out later how to do them right. Can you make it a standalone video? Probably. Let me do one, and then we'll come over to the driver's side, and that's where we'll completely fail when I go to film it. Yeah, I got more space on this side. Let me do it on the driver's side for a video. I mean, it's in this video. Where'd you get the fan tip? Sun Distributing. Sun Distributing. There we go. There's a link for you. They have all the keg stuff. Super duper awesome. I have 6 more kegs. Oh, so April and May are now completely booked for the class. I have June completely open, but both classes have booked up. So that's real encouraging. Carpet shield. There we go. Does this make you miss your Explorer? No. No, I think it was a good vehicle for what I used it for. And it needs to become a full-time trainer. Then we won't have live streams. See how this works? I have to do both. I don't have a choice. If I'm gonna do this, then I have to I didn't have to do classes, but if I'm gonna do classes, then I kind of have to keep doing these things too. So it all kind of works together. But honestly, there's always what you hope when you're putting together a big program like that. So I hoped getting classes together was a smart idea based on the amount of people that still seem to be looking for classes, period. But if I didn't have a way to just have a big enough space, then classes, it would never have happened. If I was just tinting from home, that was one of the things, was I'm tinting from home, no classes. So this all kind of forced me into an interesting path, and then I was like, all right, I think we can do classes now. Sorry, this is being a little touchy. I just want to get it lined up as clean as I can. This one seems to be just a little bit shaped different from the other side. So I'm gonna trim it off right there. Just want to make sure it's all lined up right. And then cross my fingers that I don't butcher it. I'm gonna dry it first though, because I'm not that crazy. There, that should be good. Let me grab the torch again. How's everything going? Pretty good. Staying busy. Got enough of a buffer to keep doing this for the next couple weeks. Isn't carpet shield the same as seal plastic? I don't know what that is. Could be. So there was I tried a handful of different sticky plastics. And I've said this a bunch of times, and I just gave up. If you guys find something that works better, please try it and let me know, and then I would be more than happy to use something else. I just went to Lowe's and I bought this stuff, and it was good enough. So there are construction, not construction, collision shop plastics and stuff like that. But some of those are really good at sticking to the paint, and then they don't really stick to door panels. So what was nice about the carpet shield is that it stuck to more door panels, but it's not perfect. It was just a simple, quick solution that I could also find locally. So, yeah, if somebody can find something even better, that'd be great. Why are you torching the glass? Because I want to torture it. Okay, that happens to me far too often, and that's what's so frustrating about trying to do this. Is it'll go okay for a little bit. Ugh, that's gonna... There we go. Yay! I didn't completely fuck it up, but that I would say that is not the nicest, smoothest version of doing that. We had a couple of little hiccups, so hopefully I don't ruin this last little bit. Nice. Okay, that should be good. Sweet. Yeah, so double cutting is great, and it works out most of the time. See this guy right here? That is not a Ford logo. So this was likely replaced at some time. So aftermarket versus factory glass, one side to the next, will have little differences. So I butted up as close as I could to the edge, and then there was just a little bit that went over. So I just torched it to kind of dry it out some, and then shaved it off as best I could. Seemed to work pretty well, but not the best at doing that. I had a 16 Explorer, so same body style as this. This one is just, I think, a little bit newer. I was so frustrated too. So the 16 Explorer was the only Explorer, as far as I could tell, that didn't have the guiding lines for your backup camera. It was a model right before they did see that system. Mine had the old squared off one. They did them in the 17, so this has got to be at least a 17. So frustrating. But it had the fascia change on it. What the heck is that? I wonder if I heated it up too much. What the fuck? Hang on. We might have just wasted a bunch of time. That would be more not okay. Oh! Shit. Hang on. Let's see if we can... Oh, I think we're okay. Let's just see if we can squeak it out here. There we go. No, I'm gone. I heated it up a lot, but I didn't completely dry it out. So we're gonna see. There's a little bit of air. I thought it was like a bunch of little dirt speckles. Oh, sweet. No, looks good. Heck yeah. Whew. I'm busy. Canon. Oops. GoPro. Saw a video about building a Batcave car garage to build an underground level at the shop. Yeah, sure. I'll just get on that. Yeah, let me just add a whole second layer. No. There was this place at a dealership that really felt that's about as close to that. So it was they had this like underground ramp. Nick's in the chat right now. Actually, he's the one that said that. They had like this ramp that went to this basement area, and it was very much about as Batcave as I've ever seen working at a shop. But I think it's out of the budget. I want an unboxed therapy style garage. I thought of that, and then I saw him pull it off, and I'm like, no, I want that. That's it. I don't have the startup money to tint in the garage. That's always unfortunate. I didn't either. I've been tinting for companies for a long time before eventually opening up my own spot. And I didn't even open it up here. I started at home. And then the city was like, nope. And I'm like, uh-oh. I need space now. That gives me hope. I'm glad. Jumping into the shop is a big thing. There's a lot of different avenues that you can take. I've pretty much explored all of them. Same city. I mean, you're welcome to call them, but don't cause any problems for me because everything's fine right now. I've done a little bit of mobile from, like, for tinting at people's houses. That was my least favorite. Mobile for, like, wholesale where you're tinting for other shops, not necessarily tint shops. I've been inside a tent while somebody else was tinting. I don't think I actually had to tint inside that tent, though. But I've seen the whole setup. So for one of our accounts at the time, they were the largest auto accessories or remote start company in Michigan. So they don't have very big buildings, though. So max in some of these places were like 3 bays. And in the winter time, it's remote start season. They need as much space and as many installers as possible to do all that. Or at least they used to. I don't think they do anymore. Not as much as what it used to be, because it's a dying business. But, so we would share window tint bays with them. So they would pull in tint work. We would use one of their installer bays, and we would rotate between shops throughout the week. So it worked out really well, most of the time. But in the wintertime, they didn't really, like, we were fighting for space, essentially. And Sun Distributing, you'll hear a lot of stories about Rick. So Rick couldn't afford to not tint for a period of time. So he was real scrappy, and he bought a tent, and he would set it up in their parking lot as another bay. So if somebody had a tint job for him to do, he's like, yeah, no problem, I'll bring the tent, and I'll set it up. He got it down to about 15 minutes setup time. He'd have floor anchors, lights that he could string up. He had a torpedo heater. And then he'd shove it in the back of a Pathfinder along with all his tint, and he'd bring it and he'd set it up. And that's how he'd knock out some jobs. The problem was always setup and, like, tear down time. I wasn't about the circuits life, though. So I never did the tent thing. They said, you're going to need to get a tent. I said, no, thank you. And then pretty soon they ended up not using it anymore. I spent $1,500 on my enclosed trailer. Do you have enough space to, like, open the doors in that, though? Three by 6 MTR, 150 euros. Oh, that actually sounds really cheap for a good sized tent. So the cheaper you go on tents, the side walls are kind of a big problem from what I've seen. So the wind will knock the tent around. So one of the problems that they ran into with bringing the tent was literally just that. It was wind. So they would monitor what the wind speeds were going to be for the day, and if it was too windy, then they just couldn't do it. But it did allow for more work to get done. Enclosed trailer for $1,500 where you can still open all the doors. That's definitely, like, that sounds way better. I'd love to see it. I mean, it's got to be pretty crowded, right? Because they can only be, how wide is it? Yeah, actually, how wide is it? Then I have a good reference. Because I always thought they're just not wide enough. Only rich people have big garages in the Netherlands? Well, then time to cater to rich people. 6 by 12 feet. Why does that not seem wide? What? But, so it's 12 feet long and 6 feet wide? That's not enough space. There's enough space to pull it in, but you can't open the doors. Oh, that's different then. I don't pull the car in. I pull the trailer up next to the car to block the wind. Trailer's got 20-gallon fresh tank, water with complete sink, outdoor shower, rooftop, wood-burning stove. Well, it's a goddamn home at that point. Oh, my God. That's crazy. I gotcha. Yeah, what state are you in? So that's got to be in a warmer state, though. Or at least that wouldn't work out 6 months out of the year here. It'd be really tough to make that work. Let's prep the windshield. We're gonna prep the windshield, back window. I'll get to these quarter windows. We got probably a couple things to cut out on the plotter, but the roll downs are all done. Wood burning stove. That's true, he could mobile across the entire country. You know, I saw somebody try and do that with a van. It didn't work out that well, though. He started with, like, the state. He charged, like, the same pricing. And then you realize, oh, gas costs money, and so does vehicle maintenance. I got my first dealer job. It's a VW minivan, the electric one. Where do you guys get all the cool stuff from? Why do I got Explorers here, man? I want to do that. That sounds fun. The ID bus. I mean, I finally got a Mach-E, but I think it's old news by now. Whoa. Oh, so you literally lived in that for a while. That's interesting. And then bought a new house. Nice. Love it. Guy charges $200 more for hand cutting. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome because it's kind of shitty to do. Like, there's so many things that you can just frame differently and try and charge for if you want. There's just a lot of, like, expected things. You know, you see this with so many companies. Between protection plans and, like, just little extras that you're like, wait, what? It doesn't come with that? Oh, I gotta buy, like, you know, you get a new iPhone, you gotta buy a charger now. Like, that's just how it is. So I've seen, like, express roll downs. I've seen protection plans. Protection plans is actually a pretty good idea. But most of my cars are old Volvos, like S40. Oh, okay, I'm not that jealous then. Then congratulations, enjoy that car. Make some, like, see, something like that is like, you gotta try and go out of your way to film some things about it and then post it on, like your business stuff. And then you could potentially get more of that type of business. Like that kind of stuff, because it's new, it's interesting. And whenever something like that, like everybody was all over Rivian. So anybody that was doing Rivian was just getting a ton more traffic. So definitely capitalize on that extra stuff. That's super cool. You do like, these are the 5 coolest things about it. These are the 5 weirdest things about it. This is a complete walkthrough of the new whatever. Like, there's so many little things that you could do with it. That's cool. Okay, so there we go. There we go. This dot matrix, this comes a little bit too close to the border here, so I just went over it. I'm just gonna have to remember to cut on the edge, that's all. In-house no-fault warranty, heck yeah. Yeah, it's something that you can, so the way that it worked for the company that I was, oh yeah, it was in the mobile company. So what we would do was like 2 windows, it was like $40 for standard, $60 for carbon, $80 for ceramic. And it's a one-time use, no-fault warranty that covers up to 2 windows, which is a great option for your front doors if you're worried about getting pulled over, or you have kids, you have pets, they scratch up one of your windows, it's expensive to get it stripped and retinted, but you have to keep selling those things. That's how the whole program works. $40 is not enough to pay for just the front 2 getting replaced, but as a whole program, it makes a lot of sense. It worked out really, really well. So, and the people that redeemed it were really happy because it saves them monies. Did you use Glass Aid in high production shop? No. No, didn't have time, and it wasn't even a thing. So it came out much later. It was really to solve a problem when I was mobile. So when I was going back and forth between a couple of companies, I remember doing this like BMW 3 Series. And there was just this extra deep scratch around the whole back window. And I swear, the owner of the shop, he was in the back a lot of the time doing a good amount of glass work along with his crew. And every once in a while, he'd like pull out one of my cars and like just help wipe it down and stuff like that. And I swear, anytime there was like some sort of like problem like that, he happened to pull out that car. And I know he saw it, and he just didn't say anything about it. And he's just like, we just wipe it off, he pulls it out, and I'm just like, I gotta fix this. So that's eventually that's what put me on the track to finding a good solution so I could just continue to do mobile. Because I didn't have glass boards at believe it or not, I don't have glass boards at a glass shop to just pull the patterns on and trim them out. So I had to find something that would fit in my toolbox. No, there's no good fixes for dot matrix. Yeah, literally sanding. But it doesn't really make sense. So on like the smaller borders, the problem is you're not going to be able to get to the bottom edges of any of the windows. So you could do like part of the sides and the top, but what are you going to do about the bottom? You literally have to like pull the glass out and try and sand it down. So the film doesn't stick in between. It lets too much air. It's too raised off of the glass. You can heat it up, dry it out, and try and get it to stick better, but there's no real perfect fix for it, unfortunately. That's just one of those, it is what it is, and you know, we could potentially charge a ton more for that tiny little solution, but I don't think anybody would pay for it, and I don't think it's practical. Here in the Netherlands, they heat the hell out of the window. That's about the best fix that I've seen for most of it, but it's very tricky to pull off and doesn't always work. You know, some of you guys overseas, you need to just jump on making videos, because there's as much as we know and we do until we see something new and different that fixes a problem. That's how this stuff works. As soon as more people are introduced to something that just works, people will jump on board. We don't like leaving them that way, but it just kind of is how it is. And every shop is pretty much on the same page with that, so where's my... Yeah, there it is. But yeah, that's what I always tell people to do, make videos. Some windshields have massive spots. Can I just do this and just... I'm going back and forth on what I'm going to do right now. I think, you know, I put it on the quarters, and I don't think I have a good reason for why I did it, other than maybe, because I was planning on, I think, just plotter cutting it at this point. Same thing for the back window. Do I have a short roll of ceramic? Ah, screw it. No. Let me get my light. I go a little back and forth between what I want to do. You just turn over and let the customer know. Oh, yeah. So on the big spots, like so I had it on my van, and I, see it all the time, depending on, depending how they design the glass. It is what it is. You do the best you can on it. There's going to be a gap, or not a gap. There's going to be like that silvering in the dot matrix. It just needs to dry out, and then it'll all look even. So there's nothing special to do there. You got trust issues with that plotter. Well, so I would have set it up. The other problem that I have is I just need to set aside a fucking table to only use for cutting, but then I put a bunch of stuff on it. So then I don't have a surface to cut a big roll on, and I'm pretty sure I only have a long roll in ceramic right now. I'm not positive, but this is kind of a unique one where we're doing 5 on the back window, 20 on the sides, 35 on the front sides, and 70 on the windshield. So I don't really, you know, putting it on the plotter, cutting out the rear quarters and the back window was kind of what I thought for a minute. Hook up the workhorse too. I know I should. I finally got their new sign up here too. They sent it to me like a couple weeks ago. And like I remember it, and then I walk in here, and then I forget everything that I was supposed to do. And then a customer walks in, and then I have to like get to work. So I had some time this morning, and I'm like, oh yeah, I got to do that. So I did it. Okay, so I think I gotta hunt down a roll of, what do I have? Pro Classic, that's not it. I think I just ran out of my short roll of ceramic too, so that's kind of a bummer. Yep. That's this stuff right here. No, that doesn't make sense then. Yeah. Too many different size rolls. Kind of throws me off a little bit. So we'll just hand cut these. And then I'll just have to take a long roll for the back window anyways. And then, yeah, I guess we're not using it for anything then. Keep thinking that we're going to use it for something, but I guess not today. Why so many different shades? I don't know, it was dropped off that way. It'll still look good. I think there's actually like, so 5 on the back window will really darken it up for headlights and stuff. And with the back window, you're kind of like, when you're looking just through the back window, because it's flat, straight on, you're looking dead through the whole vehicle. So that was what I assumed with the back window, and making all the sides 5% with 20 over it. That made sense. And then 35 to stay a little lighter on the front, and then 70 on the windshield. So it is a little scattered, but it does make sense. I think the only adjustment I'd make is I'd probably personally do 20 over the whole back, but it's a personal choice. I just worry about folks backing into things. Nowadays, backup cameras, mirrors, and the alert systems that go off when somebody's driving by or walking by. I don't even know how my Blazer is so good about it. My Blazer will warn me about something driving by about 5 minutes before it actually drives by. I'm like, there's nothing back there. And then I'll look back there and then wait a couple of seconds, and then sure enough, the car goes by. I guess it's a little quicker, but it was just really funny how it worked. Hybrid's still good. It's going. I got this hybrid like a week before my first class, so I haven't done anything to this one yet. I don't think I've had to do a single thing. No, I haven't. I haven't trimmed this one off at all. I got it when I got the class, and I've been using it ever since. So it's kind of a good way to gauge how long this one's been going. I haven't had to trim it or anything. It's just been super nice. just gonna hit myself in the face. Have you ever had that idea pop into your head right before something happens and you're just like, this could potentially crease? And then it does, and you're just like, wow. I'm super dumb. All right. That's exactly what happened there. It's just so dumb. The way that it happened, it was a big F. Gotta start somewhere. I finally got my Mac tack. I immediately creased the first piece of film. It's pretty forgiving, but you can still crease stuff with it. See, I came from like a gold Teflon card and already shrinking, so it was very normal for me to kind of just switch to. As soon as somebody showed it to me, I'm like, oh, I can shrink the same way, but not worry about specks on the window ripping through my film. Yes, please. Sign me up. Okay. So which way do we have to shrink this one now? Because we cut it out slightly different. I think these sides, right? Because it was more vertical. Oh wait, no, it's these sides. Oh God. What did we do? I'm just not all here today. I blame it on the Pro Master that came in this morning. There really isn't much I need to do with these anyways, but just because they're a little curvy, it's nice to do something. I think this is backwards too. Shrink out the corners. Makes no sense, but that's the way it's oriented. Good day. What is wrong with today? Can we get it? Can we get it? Ah, close enough. It's behind it. I'll never see it. Ceramic it is. Cramping. See, that's more rounded. I think it should go like that. That makes more sense. Same thing though. I unfortunately get little hand cramps, way more common now. That sucks. Is it 1.5 or 2 mil? It's 2. A little bit rigid. Hooray! We did it. An entire Explorer quarter window. The easy one. Alright, that's that side. Now we can do the other side. We won't do a dumb thing, right? Just kidding. We might. We might. I'm going to save the quarter windows for last. See this. There we go. No, I'm not a big fan of like those types of squeegees. Which one? 2? 3? I don't remember. Mine only ever stayed down. So the like having a small handle for a handled squeegee, I just like I'll use like either a turbo, or I'll just use the handled squeegee or my studio squeegee. Any of those. I wasn't as big of a fan. I wasn't as big of a fan. Oh my god. Up and over. See, and this works fine. What else do we got? See, we got this guy too. That can work. A lot of Tinters going live. Seems like you're the founder of live streaming for Tinters. Like pill cakes. That's kind of a big statement. I've helped a lot of them. I mean, it was a fun thing to figure out, and anybody that wants to do it, it was fun to help people out so everybody can kind of show their own perspective on it. And then some people bring some really unique things to the table. But it's kind of what I've done with the whole channel. You know, I started it with tinting. And people would tell me that everybody's going to take my tinting job. And here I am still, and same thing with streaming. Like, I don't know, it's just fun to share. I nerd out about all this stuff. And most people don't really understand. Because it's just too far into the weeds. Most tinters don't want to hear about all the streaming stuff. That's what it's really for. It's to actually put Honey, I Shrunk the Headgear on everybody, and then I'm going to release some mind control firmware through 5G, so there you go. Everybody talks about you. Interesting. I talk about them all the time. Well, I think it's a really cool avenue. You see so many other people in their perspective fields or just vloggers unique channels. So it's really cool to kind of have something similar in the window tinting space. But all this stuff is really like a giant hobby for me. I'm just a big computer nerd. So having something to like do with all this has been like a lot of fun for me. Because having, like, I could have a GoPro and a transmitter and figure out how to do all this, but then I need something fun. I need something fun to do it all with. I don't know where to put these, because this one only goes this far and this one goes this far, but I need this closed for now. So, here. That works. Where do I put this one? I don't know. I need 5. Let me figure out this 5 situation real quick. I know I have a roll. I just don't remember where I put it. So this is 20. Do you see a new follow on Instagram? You know, I don't even touch Instagram, so I have no idea. Hang on one second. Canon. Okay. Sorry. I had to dig through the back. My wife and my son are back there, so. Just letting them hang out without putting them on camera. This is bad. This is bad. Let's be smarter. That. I wish I had a short roll for this. I don't, so this is incredibly dumb. But I can make it work. Let her finish the job. You know, so we had to remove all the old film that was on the Ultima that I bought for the class. She had more fun removing film. So she said let her know next time. Let her know next time I have a removal. And I'm like, okay, sure. I would love to not do removals. That's my least favorite part. I gotta change out a blade. I use this to shave the top edge. There's just a lot of weird things happening today. Yeah, she watches the baby. That's a full-time job, man. He'll wear you out real quick. Yeah, let's change this one. Wonder how many Tinters running around tuning in just to watch the chat. I don't know. It's Holy Week, Philippines. They call it Mahal na Ara. Hey, Bibo. How do you say Holy Week? Ah, there we go. Yep. Yep, same here. She calls her family. They usually talk later at night too. Yep. Yeah, it's complete opposite time over there. This time of year, I think it's still a 12-hour difference. Yeah, we're gearing up for a trip at the end of the year. So as long as we would have gone much sooner, but the travel restrictions are really, really bad. So when you get there, you have to do, now it's like anywhere from 0 to 5-day quarantine. For a while, it was 2 weeks. You get over there, 2-week quarantine. Like, damn. So there's no time. And then you got to pay for the 2-week stay. And Jollibee and Red Ribbon, 100%. We actually have to run to Chicago, visit the consulate there, and there's a couple of Jollibees there. And I think a Red Ribbon too, right next door. There's like this whole little like Filipino place. Oh, but there's one in the city that we're going to instead, by the consulate. They were building one literally right next to the consulate. There's like a Chick-fil-A there. It's like a microwave. Yeah, in the Philippines, I know. Yep. Super humid. You walk outside, you're sweating. But there's some unbeatable vacation areas, places that super nice water, really relaxing. It's pretty awesome. How do you pronounce it? Quezon City, I think? I know where you're talking about. Yeah, I haven't been there, but land near Manila, we've been there. We've been to Bora. Bora was super nice. Kind of a pain to get to, but super nice. Oh my God, that's where it is. I found it. Did your class get booked for April? It did. April is booked. And May is also got booked. 2 more people signed up last night. So June right now is the only open class. Once April wraps up, then I'll open July. Here, this is awkward. So soon enough. So, being that this is the first year of doing classes, I mean, I'm always worried. Like, I was worried there was going to be possibly a rush at the beginning, and then the people that really wanted to take a class would then take a class, and then it would taper off. Right now, it's kind of looking like it's going to keep up, and we're going to keep filling spots. So then I have to make a decision if I want to just keep it the way it's going, if I want to open up a couple more spots, or if I want to run another one mid-month. So right now I'm happy with kind of keeping things where they're at. I'm not in any rush to do it. But it's showing really, really good signs, which is nice. If I open up more people, though, I'd have to have another person come in and help out. I mean, I think it's manageable. I could pull it off. Like, I could do it, but I think I'd be scrambling all over the place. And I really want to make sure I'm able to spend enough time with everybody. So the way this last class went, 6 people was a real comfortable balance for it. Bring your brother for the second one. Yeah, then I gotta tear him away from my dad's shop, so we'll see. For like once a month is for 3 days, that could definitely be arranged. Practice on customers' cars? Yeah, no. I'm thinking I might bring a small job or 2 in during that time, though, just to, like, show. So, like, 2 front doors and, like, a full windshield or something. That'd be really cool to have one of those during the class. Full car, maybe, but I feel like it would take away too much time. But it's not for people to practice on. I've got enough practice stuff here. And they can practice on their own cars too. Whee! Just putting it on tint boxes. I have a table right there, and it's just full of stuff. So I'm using... It's just dumb. I need to do better with this place, but see, like, why do I have zip ties here? Because I had to put that, and then I just threw the zip ties over there. That's how this place gets so messy so fast. Just walking over shit. Your brother's also a tinter? Yeah, I have 2. One's older, one's younger, and they both tint full-time. So, should be on the seat, right? No? Oh. Good timing. Canon. Oh, shit. Tint Studio, how can I help you? Pretty good, how are you? Oh, okay. I'm actually live right now, too. Oh, yeah, no, I'm saying I am live right now. Uh-huh. Yes. Okay.
The one you did that was for all the Walmart, all stuff from Walmart.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Right. Yeah, there's some better places to get it from, but...
Well, yeah, but I mean, Tint to me.
Okay. Did you have a question, though?
No, I was just telling you about all your broadcasts and that I liked it.
Oh, thank you. Well, I appreciate that.
But holler at me though.
Okay.
I'll just hit you up one afternoon or whatever. So say I'm not in Michigan, I'm in Alabama.
Okay, I hear you.
But stuff like that.
Well, the best place to get them answered is always during the live stream while I'm working on the cars. It's kind of hard to hop off on the phone, but I got to get back to working here. So thank you, though.
Hey, thank you.
All right, you have a good one. GoPro. It's always funny to me. There's I appreciate people calling and good messages. I really do. But I swear to God, there's always a disconnect between saying I'm live and then like, no, I'm actually live right now. It's like it happens on two different worlds. It's always nice to hear from people. That one was kind of funny though. All right, back window. Let's get this thing up here. And then we got a couple quarters, and then finish off with the windshield. Come on, come on, come on. Ooh, curly little bastard. You love my head setup. Thank you. It's a lot, but I kind of get used to it. The full cars with the windshields always are a little bit much, but you do them enough. It's kind of like the chat speaking in your ear. Like for me now, it's kind of weird if I don't have you guys talking. Reading comments takes too much time. All right, make sure no gaps. All right. Oh, there it is. Duh. Doo-doo-doo. That's exactly it. It's way more fun tinting on stream than off stream. It's like a big shop hangout. It's one reason I like doing it. So I had to do front doors and a windshield on a ProMaster this morning, which is just big and would have been really annoying to stream it. But I also was under a little time crunch, so I wasn't able to. But it's really kind of relaxing to be able to tint off stream, but then also have this to jump back into. So back and forth. It's a good balance. What is this? This is that 5, right? And then the 20. So we got to do those quarters. So on these quarters, let me think. What do we got to get for these? Yeah, let me go through one. Then we'll do the other side. We'll think about filming it. that needs to be switched. But this is 20. I'm pretty impressed. I haven't swapped rolls accidentally like this whole stream, and we've done a bunch of different shades. All right. Explorer quarters. Let me see if I can remember how I do these. There we go. Wait, are they rare? Those things? Are they just out of stock or something? All right, so this is gonna be a little refresher for me too. I know that's the first cut. So I would do these, I would cut them here and then I think shift them over. And this cut actually lines up perfectly with that inside seal. As long as you shift it into the right spot. So we're gonna need the light for that. They're sold out everywhere. Oh, dang, really? I got 2 of them. They're not a super popular tool. Maybe now that they're out of stock and I like them, I don't know. Sometimes that has something to do with it. 'Cause that happens quite a bit. There'll be a tool that kind of goes unnoticed and then somebody will highlight it, whether it be here in the Facebook group or something, and everybody's like, oh, I gotta get it. And then whoever makes it is like, what the heck? The starting bid is 500K. Yeah, but then I won't have one anymore. Well, I have 2. But then if I lose the one, I don't have a backup. I think I'm good. I think I put this a little bit low, but because there's a gasket style seal on it, it should be totally fine. I know what I gotta do now. All right. Like I said, this is a refresher for me. Lexan has them in stock. Well, there you go, guys. Go get them. And sold out. Okay, so right now I'm cutting the film on the rubber edge here, and it's the exact same as the inside. So I'll shift it over and it'll save me a cut. And I'll get this as close as I possibly can. Because I'm just going a sliver inside the rubber seal here, where it looks like there's no gap to do that. The only part that I have to fix is this rubber edge here needs to be cut straight down. And then we'll clean the rest up on a board. And then this should be the exact pattern that we need. The green tail fin hurts my fingers. Might be a little low, so I'm just gonna trim that off. Straighten out my side. Yeah, something like that. And then this top corner is the next thing that we have to be real particular about. Just a little bit. I feel the same way about the reach. So when we go to do these, pretty good. I'm gonna finish cleaning this off. We'll spray it down and then this should slide in there. How do you never get tired of tinting? Oh, I absolutely did. It's very tedious. It's tedious and boring, kind of. Like, the most exciting part about a tint job for the longest time was literally being done with the tint job. It's like when you can step back and look at your work, you really appreciate it. But I think that is gonna be the case with a lot, like most jobs. When you're good at something, it becomes monotonous. You gotta figure out how to make it interesting for yourself. So that's what this channel always was for me. It was like a creative outlet for what I was doing. Oh no! Well, I suppose we can't have that. Canon. Screen turned off. No, I installed it already. Sorry, you missed it. Oh. Next time, guys. No gaps, though. Lollyland. Is it this one? I hope so. Rah! That one, and then boop. There we go. See, look at this. You see how crazy this is? So, I always like to show people this. So this is a GoPro. Real-time feed. Just what? Upside down, right side up. Like, that's how nuts this camera is here. It's all level. It's ridiculous. Looks heavy. A little bit. But it works. And it works well. It's what we gotta do to make it happen. So the tech will catch up. We gotta deal with it for now. RGC! Where's the thing? There it is. Oh, they can read it now. That's nice. You see, they had a blue banner, but now it's white.
RGC super chatted $4.99. Happy Easter
RGC!
Sunday.
Happy Easter, my man. Thank you. Thank you so much for the 5. I really appreciate that. Okay, so I didn't actually install it yet. My son is in the back right now, so I didn't have fog machines. They're too loud. I didn't want to hurt his ears. No, that is I have a whole video on it. It's the GoPro with a, what is it? It's the Max Lens mod that keeps it, that allows you to do the horizon lock, which is super cool. It's not perfect, but it works pretty well. And then I have a wireless transmitter on it too. That was only like $650. So what did I do wrong on this one? Oh, I didn't tuck it down far enough yet. So like I said, this should line up, but it is a hard edge here. So we still gotta try and lift it a little bit and slide the film in here. Might take a little finessing. Oh, I'm glad I shortened that up. I can hear my son's music. He gets nursery rhyme music all day. But that's looking pretty good. There we go. So this edge, you have to cut pretty tight. This is a little bit looser, and then it gets really tight in this corner right here. So make sure it's straightened out and real close, and then it should go pretty well. But that looks pretty dang good. Heck yeah, look at that. You see that? No gaps. A little tricky, but it's possible. Not too difficult, but you got better at quarter windows thanks to your videos. Oh, glad to hear it. I started using the plotter instead. They're just, I don't know. Like, ones like this, they have to be so perfect. But it's nice that they have that edge. I can cut this leading edge here pretty quickly without having to take a light on the inside or anything. Not too bad. But when you get into like the real small, tedious quarters with the gasket borders, man, God, they still frustrate me. They have to be so friggin' perfect. Working my summer job, wishing I was tinting. Oh, tinting should be your summer job. That's when it gets real busy. Nice weather. People start getting stuff for their cars. They take them out of storage. It's nice outside. They drive more. Spring cleaning. Okay. So I suppose now we can set up, what time is it? 3:50? We're making pretty good time on this one too. So 1 o'clock, 1, 2, 3, yep. Seems about right. Maybe we can get this thing over here. This huge freaking guy. What lights did you use in the garage? I need more bright. More bright and white clean walls. White clean walls actually help out a ton. But there's like T5 lights that you can use. Look up T5 lights on Amazon. There's a couple different ways that they do it. But all these LEDs that go around the sides, those are ones I got from there. I have kind of like a mix mash of lights. There's also, like, if you have higher ceilings, you're going to look for like high bay lights. So there's a couple different styles. There's like the square ones or there's the circle ones. The circle ones are good. You just need more of them. But Amazon's got lots and lots of lighting. That's not a bad idea, right? All right. So I'm going to film this, and then I'll just voice over afterwards, because I'm lazy. Actually, that's not true. Just seems to work out better. We'll have a video get posted that way. Just worry about getting the footage. Oh no. Doesn't matter. That should be fine. I think so. Or did that ruin it? Because I'm a little bit down. Uh-oh. That's what happens when we film something. I hate recording stuff because that's when everything goes wrong. If I just do it sometimes, then it's fine. And then there's always like something that goes wrong with filming anything, I swear. So we're gonna recut this. And then I gotta go get a light anyways. So that should be somewhere over here, right? Yep, there it is. Woo! How do you nicely word the difference in ceramic versus normal film for customers? Highlight the main benefits. So heat rejection. There we go. That's why videos are so hard to do. Because you got to make sure everything's like spot on where you need it. So you actually got to show what you're doing. So there we go. And this one. Just got a heat lamp. Nice, very cool. Yeah, heat lamps help a ton. The next thing that helps is and then you went quiet. What helps? Awareness. Awareness and education. I might have to like stick my head here. That's kind of the hardest thing about this. Trying to get a camera in a spot and then actually make your cut. That's why GoPro works so well. Because it's hard. 'Cause I got to keep the camera like at the right distance. But then I got to shove my head as close to the glass and I can't get both there. Not really. So then I gotta like stand back and worse like possibly ruin my window. So like something like that should be fine. And then there you go. But yeah, heat lamps, they help a ton. There we go. There's that. And it doesn't help any. I love the color of the vehicle, but I wish it was a little bit brighter because that would help with contrast. All right. Videos. Videos are fun. Well, we've come this far, so we might as well keep going. But I had a lot of people ask, like, I've wondered about these myself. This is a good one to do a video on. Just if we can get the right angle with it without getting too much in the way. Too much in the way. Let's lower this. Look at this thing. This thing's ridiculous. Then we'll get it in the way. Let's see what looks good. Something like that. Okay, something like that. I think that should be pretty good. There, let's throw a little weight on it. Something like that. I'm trying, but setting aside like 4 minutes to set up a shot. Whew. So what's crazy is how far your blade can actually get in there. Because, like, look at that. Like, this is the blade. And so, like, it's not even sealed on there. Ooh, this is a nice back edge, too. So it's a much looser... Look at that. Look at how crazy that is. It's a much looser seal than it actually seems. You just got to have everything kind of freed up to be able to handle it. And then, of course, your top corners could be a problem, so be careful. All right, so let's do that. Cross our fingers. Spray. Ooh! That's exactly what we want to see. That is super cool. Okay, maybe almost. Oh. Just a little bit. Okay, there. It's real close. So I just want to make sure all the edges are covered. I cut it super freaking tight. But this one was really, really different compared to the other side on just the tightness of the seal. So it went in a lot easier on this side. But that little bit of difference, you see how, like, so it's tedious to set up, but it actually goes way smoother for the install. Like, it's a lot more consistent than some other quarter windows. So. There we go. Okay. So we'll have maybe a better video. I don't know. We'll see. But I will edit that into a quarter window video. Would you believe it or not that TikTok has actually, like, helped me with editing? It's been really nice, actually.
RGC Super Chatted $4.99. Very nice, my man.
RGC! Very nice, my man. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, that one went really nice. Can I drag the playhead? Oh, I can. Cool. But it actually goes way smoother for the install. Like, it's a lot more. I probably should have shut the door in front of it, but we'll see. I think that'll be fine enough. Yeah, and then it brightens up. That looks good. Cool. All right. Oh, good. That's already set up. So let's throw some film on the dash or on the front windshield, and that's going to be 70. So this is 35. That is 70. This is another 70% windshield that we're doing. Interesting. But yeah, maybe you guys will get more of those quarter windows than I do. They were super popular. I still didn't get a lot of them. Most Explorers that came in were only for the front doors, and now they changed the model, so I don't even think I've done any rear sections on the new Explorers, just the front windows and the windshields. Is 2 layers of 35 as good as 70? This is just way different. If they're ceramic, then both will work equally as well. There we go.
Jeffrey Horstman Super Chatted $10.
Jeffrey. Oh, I gotta tighten up this headset. Jeffrey with the 10, thank you. Thanks so much. Oh, you're welcome, my dude. Thank you. I appreciate the 10. That was really nice. I gotta figure out what to title the video, though, because it's so specific, it's not gonna do very well. But the people that need it, the people that need it it will be very helpful. Just submitted the quote request. Oh, cool. I will get back to you. Sweet. That's nice to hear. Does tinting help to reduce road noise? No, unfortunately. No special effects like that. It'll darken your windows. Carbon and ceramic will help with managing the heat. And that's it. Quarters for Ukraine. Oh my God. Quarters for Kardashian. You know, I've always tried to think of how we could clickbait in a nice way. But it's also got to be what people signed up for. So the last video that I posted had a pretty catchy title to it that worked pretty well, rather than just saying shrinking a windshield. But it's very specific, so I don't think there's much we could really do. But making it easy to do, like easy to put the video together, that's a huge part. So that type of stuff, I usually would have to do completely off stream entirely. Because setting up a camera and then I'd be like, hey, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to show you guys how, and then people skip through that part anyways, nobody cares. So we're just getting to the good stuff. Just woke up from a nap. Must be nice. Captain Crunch Berries with only the berries. Too much sugar now. I'm so sad. 4:14. Oh, dang. Nice. That's pretty good. Probably take another 15, 20 minutes. All right. Good. All good on this side. Cool. Come on. Got it. Got a little bit to clean on the inside. Where's my screwdriver? Here it is. I got very lucky on this one. So on a lot of these Explorers, they're the old style mirrors, and this is probably the first one that they actually changed to be the new style. Just gotta be careful, because it looks like they tried to wrap up their rosary here. So we don't want to break anything. I appreciate that. But these also become really annoying puzzles. Oh, come on. Where's the thing? There's the thing. You know, people like hanging. Oh, it's tucked up into there. That's why we couldn't get it. Hang on. There we go. You know, I understand hanging stuff from your mirror. But the rosary balls are by far one of the hardest things to just, because they all catch on each other. And you can't just rip it. You can't it's not like an air freshener where you can just go buy him another one. Like, here's your very unique family rosary, right? Or, did you watch Spider-Man? I did. They lean so hard into lots of throwbacks, which is really funny. I was not expecting them to I was not expecting them to do as many references as they did. Like, every cheesy Spider-Man reference, they pretty much did. Like, Amazing Spider-Man, they're like, you're amazing. No, I'm not. Yeah, you're amazing. Some of them were just so funny. Wait, where's my other towel? What happened here? What did I do? Oh, I threw it on the floor, I think. I think that's what I did. My back. These Explorer windshields have space for days. That's the redeeming quality here. They're actually pretty easy. Very stubby windshields with lots of room around them. Well, I tried to unplug it, but I didn't want to accidentally break it. So I had to untangle it. Any thoughts on MotoShield? Amazon scares me for film, so it's not my first choice. And that is how we save their car wash. Ooh, we should cut out that tab beforehand, too. Let's do that. What is that? It's like glue. Why is there glue? Seems clean, though. Not really running into anything. But yeah, we pretty much watched all the Marvel stuff that's come out, except the stuff that is like just in theaters. As soon as it has a digital release, we'll watch it. So we usually gotta wait like a month or so before they put it on a platform. So I think Doctor Strange is like the next one. Yeah, it's got a little chewed up. I'm not sure why, but I don't know. Not me. Oh yeah, the Batman. We didn't even watch that one. That one's out. Not impressed. That's a shame. That's a series that keeps trying to get reinvented over and over. I mean, like a lot of them do. But especially Batman. Like they had the Christian Bale one, which was awesome. And they haven't been able to make a good one since. Oh, followed up by "You're crazy. This is one of the best Batmans ever." Oh, dang. Those are two very different opinions now. All right, I'll have to check it out. It's amazing. It's terrible. It's well worth the watch. A lot of those are usually like, even if they're not great, they're always like entertaining enough because they put a lot into those movies. I've been always pretty disappointed on. So I was not like a comic book fan, but all the superhero movies obviously have been hugely successful and really good. Marvel's especially. And then DC's, like, they've had a couple of good ones. But, like, DC can't seem to get superheroes right at all. They just keep messing everything up real bad. And they have, like, basically templates with all the Marvel ones. Like, just copy what they're doing. And they can't seem to get that right. And it's not even that they're not even hiring the right people for the roles. They're just bombing. Like, the Justice League was kind of weird. Actually, like, way weird. A lot of, like, Aquaman, it was decent. Wonder Woman, it's, I think, one of the better ones, but it was okay. Especially the last one was, it's all right. But a lot of the Marvel ones have been pretty damn good. They could have saved 30 minutes by not having him walk around. Well, that sounds like Lord of the Rings, then. They could have saved 3 movies. When's that show come out? When's Amazon going to release their Lord of the Rings show? I'll definitely watch that. How'd you guys feel about, oh God, what was the show? The Witcher. I really like season 1. Season 2 had a real strong opening episode and then kind of fell off, but I still like it. It just wasn't as great throughout. I don't know. I'm not one for like a ton of side quests. But the way that they do the Witcher episodes is like, some of them are really, really good. Ooh, that was almost scary. Oh, I watched a bunch of those. The How It Should Have Ended, yeah. Yeah, I binge watched a ton of those back to back, and then I never watched them again. They still going? YouTube hasn't recommended them in so long for me. I forget that those even exist, and then I would binge watch a lot of them all at the same time. Reminds me of like the BuzzFeed days. That series has been around for a long time. Ooh, tricky. 70 on the windshield. Yep. We have giant eagles. Why are we walking? Great series, though. Obviously a classic at this point. There's like too many and not enough of them. That's why I was really surprised with the way they did The Witcher. I thought it was really, really good. A little confusing, but pretty solid. It's definitely 70 because I can't see where any of the edges are. So I'm hoping it's covered. Yeah, it should go up a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna hop over to the other side. I'm gonna sit in front of that windshield. So how many movies do you watch and see bad tint? And what? Can you repeat that? Light gaps do blend in great on 70%, but we hope we have none. So tough to friggin' see. Oh, cool. That's not on the inside. Oh, I've noticed in movies like Fast and Furious. Oh, like don't tint their windows. I gotcha. Honestly, I don't even really notice. But yeah, it makes sense. A lot of those movies, too, they pull the glass so they don't have reflections because it's really hard to film people clearly with all the glass reflections. So it kind of just depends on the scene that they're doing. The things that bug me the most are the headrests missing. So they can see the actors' heads clearly too. They'll remove like the front seat headrest and it just looks weird. It's like, put the headrest back in. But I get it. If it stands out a lot, like there's been a few things that I've noticed, like if it's really purple or there's like weird circles or something. But I can't remember noticing anything for a little while now. Fast and Furious. Yeah, that's the point. I think they learned way back when. They're like, all right, we can only shift the car so many times. Now let's see how many crazy stunts we can pull off on Earth. I think they're eventually just going to get to space. But I don't know. I've got a good appreciation for stuff like that. Just because of how, like, serious they'll try and make it seem, but also you know that they're not really taking themselves that seriously. So it's just more for, like, insane spectacles and trailers and stuff. You should partner with Jurassic World. Yeah, same type of stuff. Oh, they did go to space? I didn't see the latest one. Oh, God. I really didn't see it. I saw that it's out, but I haven't actually watched it. I knew it was only a matter of time. You're hopping cars off of skyscrapers to other skyscrapers. Eventually, you're just going to go to space. So where else can you go? Space. That's amazing. I think I'm going to load it up and then just skip to the space part. But it's got such likable people, too. Like, who doesn't like a rock movie, right? Even when it's a bad movie. He's just a nice person to have through it. You're like, oh, well, this movie sucks, but at least he's in it. That makes it better. The kicker was when he was turning the steering wheel to turn in space. That's amazing. They know exactly what they're doing. That's exactly the point. It's so great. See, if you're gonna lean into it, just lean into it hard, and then it'll pay off that way. Just going like halfway. No, we're driving in space. We're steering. It makes no sense. Who cares? All right. Oh yeah, ludicrous. Luda. It's another one. Walking through like the Fast and the Furious ride at Universal. Just hearing the same thing on repeat. Dang. I like 70, man. I don't know why. It's just been going... The last two windshields now that we've done in 70, it's just gone really, really well. I like 70. I don't know what it is. Does he still make music? Probably not. I don't think I've seen a... There we go. They just turn out so nice. I know it's on there, and I know it's clean. So will the owner. I'm making these dash towels. My daughter walks by, say, look, these towels are YouTube famous. And then she rolls her eyes and goes, whatever, Dad. YouTube's old. Everybody's on TikTok now. She said that's sweet. Okay, cool. Well, I feel better then. I'm just glad that it's still like what's funny about platforms though is just how they age, right? So Facebook is stapled, like even though there's still younger people on Facebook, it gets kind of labeled as like the older people's platform now. And then you have YouTube, which I think is in between right now. And then all the Zoomers. All the Zoomers are on TikTok. So I know how it is. I am not going to put their rosary back on. I will let them do that. There we go. But I will put their mirror back on. But eventually YouTube will become the boomer platform. Just wait, it'll happen. All right, so let's do all this touch up, and then we'll be good. I'm 25 and I'm on YouTube. Well, it's not like that old yet, but it's just kind of funny. $25 is everybody ages up faster now. So 25 is you're old now. You feel young, you're old. That's when it'll really hit you. I really think Facebook will purchase YouTube. No, they're not going to do it. They don't have the money to do it. If anything, it would be the other way. But YouTube has their own way of collecting data, or at least Google does. Because those are... It's just too massive of an asset for them to just sell off. Hey, buddy. Bye. Aw, he just ran up and grabbed my leg. Save me! Facebook is going down this weird meta path. Yeah, my wife and son, they're hiding behind the wall right now. We have a pack and play thing set up, so he took a nap here. She brought lunch. It was really nice. And then this thing came in, so I almost wasn't going to stream, and she said, go ahead, stream. I was like, all right, I'm going to stream. 4 hours later. But that's rad. Your wife filmed a bunch of the tint videos that taught me to tint. Aw, that's cool. Yeah, she was helping out with quite a few of them. I tell you, though, with a baby, it definitely makes things way challenging. Because, like, even without that, you, like, set him down for a little bit. You set him down, and then he is wanting to run around. Where did I put that screwdriver? I think I can tighten it up a little bit more. There it is. It's still a little wiggly. There we go. That's better. That's stable. Yeah, it's a windshield chip. Everything else is solid. Heck yeah. So we can close this thing up. And that's it. Ooh, except that. I swear, squeegee out a window like 100 times. And then I locked myself out. That's cool. My wife and I are both 25. I think we're finally gonna have kids. Been married since 2018. Yeah, because what kind of did it for us too was you start thinking about the age you're gonna be when your kids are a certain age, and then you're like, oh. Looking good. Oh yeah, this little guy here. But yeah, kids are a lot of work. But it's fun watching them grow up, that's for sure. But then you don't want them to grow up too fast either. You want them to grow up. I ask him, I'm like, when are we gonna start playing video games? And then he goes, like, whatever, dude. Yeah. We definitely want to, like, it's going to be tough traveling back home. So, like, we're kind of stuck in a little bit of limbo where it's like, you know, we'd probably try to have another one right now. But she can't be pregnant when we go back home because it's way too much. And we can't really go back till like near the end of this year. So we're kind of stuck here in limbo, and then another couple years before we can go back. So we're gonna make it a worthwhile trip. Do I not have any soft squeegees in here? Did I put them all on the table? Good God. I just need like this one. I got 3, 17, 13, and 8. Crazy house? Oh, that is. But that's cool. They're more self-sufficient. Have to still wake up in the morning and get a bottle. Change diapers. And then keep them from falling in a bucket. So he is very mobile. So where we could carry him around a store, now he kind of wants to run around a store, but he touches too many things, so it's like, ah. I have nephews 13 and 8, but I get enough of them on holidays. It's definitely different when it's your own, though. I'll say that. But you can't go as many places, and schedules are not as flexible. Okay, let me walk around the car, and then we'll wrap up here. Because there's a whole bunch more you got to travel around with. 70, 35, so 20 over the back, and then 5 over the very back. looks good. Canon. One's back talking right now, the 8-year-old. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that one. Oh boy, wow. I have been wearing that headset for a long time. Good God. At some point, it's like, I'm just tired. So this has been like a 4-hour stream, I think. About right? 3.5 hours. They did. They used a lot of shades. But it turned out nice. Alrighty. So I'm going to have to shout out some super chats and hop off pretty quick here. It's definitely later in the day. So we'll shout out some supers. Big thank you to Jeffrey, RGC, Mercury Man. Oh, I didn't call out your name. Thank you. Nick, appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for the support today. Hope you guys enjoyed watching the full-length Explorer ceramic start to finish. I am tired now. Especially with a ProMaster van. I'm good. I'm good for today. As it starts to get warmer, that headset is especially, like, fun. Alrighty, so I'm going to hop off here. You guys have a happy Easter. Oh, yeah, it's Good Friday today. Okay, cool. I just got another email I got to check out. Gonna watch a fast movie tonight. Yes, we got to watch them go to space. All right, you guys have a good one. Bye. Bye. First time checking in live. Love the channel. Happy Easter. Thank you. Appreciate it.